Weezy, the Sexy Grandma 2K, and I'm coming at you today with a new video. You guys, I am so excited about this video. So let me just start off by saying, girl, you might want to pause me, go get you something to eat, something to drink, because this is going to be a minute. What we're going to be doing today is a collaboration with my girl, Still Looking Good 58. She is the host of the collaboration, and there is a total of 5 of us, older, more seasoned ladies of the wig, makeup, YouTube community, who are going to be sharing with you a thing or two about what we wish we would have known when we were younger, or maybe what we wish we would have done, or some warning signs that you may need to look out for. So with that said, girl, I can't share 1 or 2 things. I got things, sis, that I've been through. So what I am going to be doing is dropping some golden nuggets for you. Just little tidbits of things that might give you a aha moment to let you know, I might need to pivot. In addition to that, we are going to be bouncing back 4 of my favorite synthetic wigs. So I want to show you guys how I go about bouncing my wigs back, because you all know the synthetic wigs are getting more expensive. And sis, ain't nobody got time to be wasting coins. Now, one of our favorite wigs that just dropped recently, many of you may have her because she sold out like wildfire. But it is Outre's Julianne 24 inches. Now, many of you know we have paid anywhere from, depending on if you got a sale or not, in the $40 range all the way up to $95. But I'm just saying, this wig has cost a lot of money, and we're not going to wear her 1 or 2 times and then she's a hot mess and we don't get our money's worth out of her. We're getting our money's worth out of her, sis, okay? So I am going to show you how I bounce back my Julianne 24-inch wigs. I have 2 of them. One of them is in the DR Honey Brown, and the other one, I believe, is a 1B. I'm also going to show you how I bounce back a couple of straighter unit, which is Outre's Perfect Hairline Lynette. So we're going to bounce those units back. I'm going to drop you golden nuggets along the way that are going to help you through this life journey. And we're just going to have a good old sister girl time, okay? Now, the other ladies who are also going to be sharing advice with you, I am going to leave all of the information to their channels in the description box. So make sure you just click on that description box and watch one after the other, okay? Because we're all here. We're just wanting to help you, again, in your life's journey. And this collaboration is called From Us to You in 22. And I love sharing what I've learned, mistakes I've made, because we all make them, sis, and to be able to help somebody else. All right, ain't none of us perfect, girl, bye, but we're gonna be cute. From wash all the way to the end, how to bounce them back. Okay, I've already washed them. I'm going to show you that whole process. I've already dried them, and this is them all nice, shiny, washed, and new. So, yeah, let's do this. I thought that I would show you each unit prior to washing it, so you could see just how worn they really are. You know, they got a little tangly, a little matte. I just want you to kind of see, you know, there I got some, you know, residue on the lace from melting her down and everything. So just wanted to show you that. This is my second Julianne. This is the 1B. And again, looking a little worn and matty. And I mean, she ain't in horrible shape, but you know, she look a little rough around the edges. Okay, now this is one of my favorite straight units here lately, and this is Lynette. from Outre's Perfect Hairline. I really, really like this unit, you guys. And again, you know, you can tell that I've worn her several times. She doesn't look horrible, but I have put some product in her, and as you can tell, she's looking pretty like she got a bunch of crap in her, because she does. So yeah. Okay, now we're going to go on in here and get these bad boys washed up. I'm going to show you guys exactly what I do, and before I start dropping any golden nuggets. So as you can tell, these are the products that I'm going to use. Now you guys, when I wash my synthetic units, because they are fibers and not human hair, I like to wash my units either with laundry detergent, with baby draft, or woolite. So those are the three things that I will typically grab when I go to wash my units. To me, since they're not human hair and they're fibers, which they're like polyesters, nylons, those kind of things, there is no need for me to waste my expensive shampoo on washing a synthetic unit. I'll just wash it with the detergent I already have on hand. So what I like to do is I take, as you guys saw, like a cap full of detergent, put it in the sink with some water. I just kind of take like a brush or a wide tooth comb and rinse the wig around in the soapy water, and then I kind of comb through it to help brush out any of the dirt or residue. Now the best way to get tangles out when you have your synthetic unit in the water is kind of hold it down in the water, or really get it really saturated with water and then comb through it. And then that helps you to comb the tangles out just a little bit easier. But that lace is so delicate that you got to be careful when you're holding the wig with your fingers and you're pulling tangles out, that you don't pull your fingers right through the lace. So be warned. Okay, so because I have a double sink, what I'm going to do, I don't like washing my blonde units with my dark colored units, just in case there's, you know, the color comes off the wig. So you're going to see me on one side, I'm washing the Julianne honey brown unit, and then on the other side I'm putting in the units that are 1B and the number 2. So I'm going to do the exact same thing. I saturate the wig, get it soapy wet, and then sis, I take and I scrub the lace to scrub any glue, any even bonding spray, any TIGI bedhead, whatever I use to lay my unit down with, any got-to-be glue, any mousse that I use to lay baby hairs, all of that stuff, I'm going to rub the lace together on itself in order to clean all that dirt out of that lace. And then I take my comb or my brush and I just keep combing through the unit, combing the dirt out of the unit. And then I will let it sit in the soapy water for like a good 20 minutes or so. Sometimes I do it for an hour. And then what I do is I take, you're seeing me do it here, I take the stopper out, drain all the water out, and then I'm rinsing the wig as I'm combing through it. Now, the one thing when you wash your synthetic units, you guys, that's very important, is that you have to rinse these units out. So I'm going to fill that sink back up again with water, and then I'm going to put a little Downy in it to help soften the fabric, just like you do with your clothes. Your clothes are made out of polyester, nylons, all of the same kind of stuff like wigs. So I'm using that Downy to soften the fibers. Really got to make sure you rinse all of the soap and all of the Downy completely out of your units, because if you don't, it makes them stiff when they actually dry, and then they won't, you know, move as freely or have as much body. Here I'm doing the exact same thing, you guys, with the black units. I'm rinsing all that soap out of each one of them, and when I get done doing that, I'm going to fill that sink up and I'm going to put some fabric softener in there. Now, I only use a small amount of fabric softener because the fabric softener, if you don't get that out, that's what really makes your wig stiff. Since I was doing 3 wigs there, I used about a half a cap. But on the blonde unit, I used probably about a good 2 tablespoons because it was just 1 wig. Hope I ain't talking too much, you all. I just want to walk you through how I wash the units. And then after that, when I go to style them, I'm going to start dropping them golden nuggets on y'all. So don't think I forgot. They're coming, sis. Just hang on. So now what I'm doing is I'm wringing the wig out. But when I wring the wig out, I don't wring the cap, just the bottom part of the hair. And then I put it in a towel. And as you see, I roll it like a log. And I'm going to show you that a few more times. So don't worry, you won't miss it. But see here, I rinse wring it out. Just the bottom part of it. And now I'm just kind of combing some of the tangles, make sure it's nice and straight. And then I'm going to dry it by rolling it up like a log. And that just helps to squeeze all of that water out of there. Because you don't want to twist your wig up too much. You don't want to, you know, potentially damage the lace, rip it somehow. And so I just rinse it out. I twist the bottom, wring the bottom out. And then I roll it up in the towel, and that gets all the water out of the top as well as the remaining part of the wig. So I hope that's making sense. Okay guys, so I got them all done. This is what they look like, all nice and clean. After I rinse them out and dry them, I hang them on a regular hanger upside down by the adjustable strap, and then I hang them in my shower to dry. Okay guys, so the first wig that we are going to bounce back is we're going to do Julianne in the DR2, I think it is, honey brown. And I also have, you know, like I told you guys before, the 1B. Now I'm not going to show you the process because I'm going to do the exact same thing on the 1B as I'm doing on the honey brown. So I'm just going to show you guys on the honey brown for the Juliannes, since I have 2 of them, okay? The things that I am going to be using. So I'm going to be using my wig head here, and I chose this particular wig head over my Jayla, you know, my beige one that I always use, only because the neck on this particular wig head is longer, just so you guys can see everything. So you don't have to have a wig head like this. You can have, you know, the normal wig head, or since a lot of times I do this on my actual head. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, and as you can tell, you know, you saw the whole washing process. This is what the wig's looking like after I've washed it. When I do my bounce backs, I don't like to put a lot of product in my wigs because I want them to have the natural flow, but this one just feels a little dry. So I am going to use, this is just some African Essence Control Wig Spray 3-in-1 formula for human and synthetic hair. So this is what it looks like. Oh, y'all, my lighting, sorry about that. So this is what it looks like, and I will leave a link to it in my Amazon store, so you can check that out in the description box. But I'm only going to spray it very lightly. And I'm going to move the hair, and I'm going to spray the inside. Okay, so the other thing that I want to share with you guys before I start dropping the nuggets, I'm just going to brush this through and kind of let it, you know, air dry a little bit. You guys, this hair feels so flippin' soft with the fabric softener and all. Yeah. Okay. So let me show you the other things we're going to be using. So I got my wooden brush, of course, my big tooth comb. Also got my wooden comb because I love those. These wooden products work so well on synthetic wigs, you all. I've told you about it before. I also left a link to these in the description box, but I absolutely love them for my synthetic units. Okay, here's the other thing. Now, I don't have it in here. I'm going to show you. I got it over here warming up, but I have the Baby Bliss Pro Nano Titanium 12 roller set. And these the roller size on this particular one is 1 inch, 1 1/2 inches, and there's 12 of them. And it says far infrared heat for gentler styling, evenly distributes heat, velvet flocked rollers for easy grip, creates beautiful curls and shine. Now, I absolutely love using these rollers on my synthetic wig, and I'm gonna show you why. Okay, this is what it looks like right out of the box. Okay, I got it plugged in. There's an on and off switch there, and you get 12 of these nice big jumbo rollers. And when they say the infrared, I don't know how to say that word, but I think it's the split that's in the rollers that allows the titanium to really heat up. And then you have this what they call it, velvet over the roller. And it's this velvet, to me, that makes a huge difference on the synthetic wigs. It also comes with these. It comes with 2 different types of clips for the roller. One thing that I'm going to tell you, when you're bouncing your wigs back on your wig head, I normally put a pin to hold, a wig pin to hold my wig onto the wig stand. Now you want to put that pin where one of the wefts are. Don't just stick your pin in the lace, because if you get caught up on a knot and you're not really, you're just not really paying attention, and you pull that knot, this pin is going to rip right through your lace. All right, I ain't telling you what I heard, sis. Telling you what I done did. So, all right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start putting some rollers in this. And what I'm doing is, like, Julianne has layers in her, if you guys don't realize it. And so what I'm doing is I'm taking some of the shorter layer in the front, and I want to kind of curl that separate from the longer hair. Okay. You want to make sure that the hair is nice and combed out before you put it on the roller. Like, you don't want this to be tangled and then put it on the roller, because that's heat, and it's going to make the hair kind of curl with the tangles in it, and you're not going to be able to really comb them out very well. So make sure that you have your knots combed out before you put the heat on your wig. And as well as make sure, if you're using whatever wig you're using, you want to make sure that your wig is heat safe. All right, if your unit is not heat safe, don't put these hot curlers in it, because it's heat and it will melt the fibers. All right, first golden nugget. This is what I want to start you off with, sis. And I took notes so that I wouldn't forget to tell you guys anything. But the very first thing that I want to tell you is, stop putting quarters in your own butt kicking machine. I said what I said. Stop putting quarters in your own butt kicking machine. And what I mean by that is, we all make mistakes. Every last one of us. And sometimes we are our own worst enemies. All right? Mistakes are called life lessons. You're going to make them. You're not going to be perfect. But you're going to have to learn how to forgive yourself from mistakes that you make. All right? I done made plenty of mistakes and kicked myself in the butt on my own. But you got to learn how to not beat yourself up. Learn what you needed to learn from that and move forward. Period. What I'm doing is I want the curls to go back, so I'm rolling the curls backwards, okay? Now, like I said, this is my first time using this thing, but I kind of like it because look how well it's holding it. Now, if you want a looser curl, you're going to want to put more hair in the roller. And you definitely want large rollers, not the smaller roller. Now, keep in mind, when I'm putting the hair on the hot curler, hopefully you guys can see this. Let me see if I can turn this and bring it to you. When I'm putting the hair, whoo, that's hot, on the hot curler, see how I'm smoothing the hair all the way down on the hot curler. All right? So you don't want it, you want the hair to be flat on the curler. Okay, so you want to be a little neat about it. You don't want it to be raggedy. Now, I can't control the temperature of these curlers, but if you feel like, so I don't know, you know how the unit will tell you heat safe from 350 to 400 degrees. I don't really know how many degrees this is heated up to. Let me see if it tells me on the box. I don't see on the box or the instructions how hot this thing actually gets. So you have to just kind of do it at your own discretion. I do know that I've used this on Julianne before. This is not my first time bouncing her back, and I did not have any problems. So there's that. If you're concerned about it, I would say if you wanted to use this, then maybe put them in, leave it for 5 minutes, take it out and see, you know, what you get. And maybe use it on the other underside, like in a back piece where you can test it yourself, and it won't be a big deal if, you know, a piece doesn't come out, you know, if it melts or whatever. But I can tell you, I have bounced this wig back with these curlers and it hasn't been a problem for me. But at the time that I purchased it from Amazon, it was $70 for this set, which is quite an investment. However, it allows me to get more longevity out of my synthetic units.
Okay guys, I know this is long, but I hope you're getting some helpful tips and tricks to help you with your wig wearing journey. All right guys, so next golden nugget. People will treat you the way you allow them to treat you. And what I mean by that is, in your relationships, you need to start off the way you plan on finishing. If you let people treat you any old kind of way, guess what? They're going to treat you any old kind of way. You need to be able to speak up for yourself, to advocate for yourself, and say, hey, you know what? That crap ain't cool, and we're not finna roll like that, because I'm not down with that, and you're not going to treat me just any old kind of way. If you don't speak up for yourself, people will walk all over you. So you got to be willing to say, I'm not down with that. I'm not going along with that. Set your standards and don't lower them for anyone. Set the expectation and make them rise up to the bar to meet it. You need to be willing to walk away, or you're going to be crying later because you lowered your expectation and now you don't understand why people treating you the way they treating you. It's because you allowed it, sis. Next golden nugget. That joy that God gave to you, don't let somebody else come up and just snatch it away. That person probably don't even mean a hill of beans in your life, and you're going to allow them to change your whole vibe. No, ma'am. They should not have that type of power over your life, or they should not be able to dictate how you're going to feel or control the polarity of your energy. Did you know that there's actually 7.9 billion people on this planet? So why are we allowing this one fool to get you all twisted up? No, ma'am, we're not doing that in 2022 or moving forward.
And as you can tell, this unit is bounced right back. See how pretty the curls look? It's still, the texture didn't change on it because I didn't wash it in hot water. I washed it in cold water, as I told you guys. And also the hot rollers don't get hot enough to like melt the fibers. So the texture is still a very natural texture. So what I do after I take the rollers out is I kind of leave them alone, let them cool off. Because if they're still warm and you start manipulating them, then they're just gonna fall and the hair is gonna go flat. I also typically will style them only with my fingers or a big tooth comb after I bounce them back. So while we're waiting for Julianne, let me give y'all another golden nugget. Always put the committee first. Do you guys know who the committee is? The committee is me, myself, and I. And the reason that I say that I've learned to put the committee first, I've learned to say no when I don't want to do things, or I cannot fit it in my schedule, or I just don't want to. Sis, it's okay to say no. You have to take care of you first before you can ever take care of somebody else. So you have to put you first. You have to look out for your well-being, your mental well-being, as well as your physical well-being. So I know we talk a lot about self-care, but you know, we should always put into self-care mental health. And sometimes you just need to say no. No. And again, I say no. The reason that I say that, it's kind of like on an airplane. You know how on an airplane where they give you the little, you know, we got 2 exits in the front, 2 in the back, 2 on the side, and the drop down will drop down the face mask. Put your mask on yourself first, then help the person next to you. The reason they have you put that mask on yourself first is because if you are beat down, you're drowning, you're sinking, how you gonna help somebody else's? You can't even breathe. You're not getting enough oxygen to the brain. You're not taking care of you first so that you can help somebody else. So you don't want to be so broke down in life that you haven't taken care of yourself, but you constantly giving to everybody else. You gotta say, pump the brakes. I need to stop. So always take care of the committee. Me, myself, and I. It's not selfish. It's the smart and healthy thing to do. Also, just because the phone rings, don't mean you gotta answer it. That's all I'm gonna say about that. You gotta put you first.
Okay, this next golden nugget is for my married queens. Sis, everybody don't need to know your marital business. No, ma'am. We're not doing that. Because what happens is you and your spouse go through something and you decide to forgive them, but your family hasn't forgiven them. So now every time they show up, the whole situation is uncomfortable because your family got their nose turned up. Well, guess what? You're the one who put their nose in it. They don't know what you don't tell them.
So I have this tool that I like using on my straight units. And it's by InStyler, and it's called Freestyle Max. And it says 1 tool, 4 fabulous styling options. It does waves, curls, straightens, and smooths, frizz-free lift, volume, and shine. So I like using this actually on my natural hair and also on my straight units, just to kind of straighten them out more, which this one really doesn't need much more straightening. This is good. This is pretty much going to get, but also to bump the ends. And the nice thing about this, it has like the 4 different, I don't know if you guys can even see that. See that light? It has like 4 different settings. And I usually put mine on like 2 or 3. But you can use the brush, or it's got this little thing on the back. You just click it and look at that. It opens up and it becomes a straightening iron. Ta-da!
Golden nugget time. Can you please name the members of they for me? Who is they? Why do they matter? Are they even deserving of the pedestal that you are putting them on? No, ma'am. If they are not good enough to take with you to the next level, then they don't even matter. You need to put a value on the people that you are considering they. And so you don't allow their words to block your blessings.
That's Lynette. And also, guys, when I put my units back in the packaging, I normally put a dryer sheet in with it just so it stays smelling nice and fresh. And then when you take your wig out, you're like, oh, it smells all fresh and new. And so you got her all bounced back. She's smelling good. Sis, you winning. Okay, so don't be throwing these wigs away. Don't wear these wigs a couple times and throw them away. No, ma'am. Look at that. That looks as good as out of the box. Okay, you guys. So I am all finished. I thought I would throw this one on so that you all could see how she really turned out. She's absolutely, let me stand up so you can see the full thing. So she's absolutely beautiful. She looks just like new. You guys, here's her stock card. Here's her stock card. And here's what she's looking like on me. I'll give you a quick 360. I don't know what it's looking like in the back though. I didn't see when I combed it. But I'm sure it's gorgeous. That's what she's looking like in the back. So yes, you guys, you can bounce these wigs back. Please don't wear them twice and throw them away after you done spent all this money on it. Look, I didn't glue her down on the sides because y'all, it's like 11 o'clock at night and I'm ready to go to bed. But that's what she's looking like. I didn't make baby hairs. I just, you know, slicked her back so you guys could see exactly how she's looking. Not slicked down on the sides, but that's okay. So, yes, girl. Don't you throw Julianne away. Bounce her back and go live your best life. Oh, and just in case you were wondering, here's the 1B. Same thing. She bounced back nicely. She got body. And I'm gonna wrap her up, put her back in the box until I'm ready to wear her again. So yeah, and I just finger combed her. I didn't comb her out with the comb. But yes, sis. You can bounce your synthetic units back. I don't care what nobody tell you. Now, if you want to just throw it away, just to be throwing something away, you go right ahead. But for those of you who want to get a little more life out of your unit, I hope this was helpful. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned some things. Let me just say, you don't have to buy these $70 electric curlers, hot curlers, if you don't want to. But I must say, I highly recommend them. I love the felt covering on them. I get such a nicer curl. And you guys, I like the clips. You know, I put it back in the box already. But you know, the chomp down clips, I like those better than these because it holds the roller better, and I can like snap it together real quick before my hands start getting too hot from the rollers, if I'm making any sense. But yes, girl, I love Julianne. She's sold out everywhere, and I don't care. I'm gonna keep bouncing mine back, even though I have others on deck. But anyway, okay, hope you love this, guys. Let me know in the comments your thoughts. Are you going to be bouncing any of your units back? Have you bounced any back? But before I let you go, let me give you one last golden nugget. If you are the smartest of all your friends, then it's time to get some new friends. You're gonna have to let some folk go because they're not on the same level with you, meaning if they're just stagnant, they have no goals, no ambitions to do anything, and they're not trying to grow, then how are they gonna help you? How are they gonna help you rise to the next level and be able to help to motivate you as a friend? All they're going to do is drain and suck out all of your energy. And everybody ain't meant to go to every level with you. God put certain people in your life for certain time periods and for certain things that he's trying to teach and elevate you to. And then once those folks have served their purpose, unfortunately, you may have to let them go. That don't mean you got to be nasty or ugly about it or anything like that. Certain people are only in your life for a certain time period, and that's just that on that. All right, you guys, I love you to pieces. I hope these golden nuggets were helpful. Make sure you guys go over and check out Still Looking Good 58 if you haven't checked her out yet, to find out what advice she has for you, as well as the other 3 ladies down in the description box. All right, you guys, love you to pieces. I hope you enjoyed this, and most importantly, I hope it was helpful. Please be blessed. Continue to keep yourself safe. I don't care what you hear. Continue to keep yourself safe. This thing ain't over with, all right? I love you guys. And remember, sis, what I always say, to show somebody a little piece of heaven today. This is Weezy, the sexy grandma 2K, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye. Go check out the other ladies. Love you. Mwah. Be blessed.